Madrid says Real Madrid plays another game, and unfortunately, they disappoint once again as they draw with Las Palmas 1-1. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the players specifically that I was very disappointed in this game, giving you a recap of the game, as well as giving you my official man of the match. You know, coming off the match against Real Valladolid, I felt a little more confident coming into this one, just because, you know, we did win 3-0. Now, did we have a shitty first half? Yeah, we did. You know, did we come out in the second half and actually perform? Did Endrick come on and look great? Did Brahim come on and look great? He did. And that's why when I saw Brahim in the starting lineup, as you can see on the screen now, this was the starting lineup that Carlo Ancelotti rolled out there. And I was very excited to see Brahim get the start. You know, he's been somebody we've been talking about in the comments. You know, should Brahim start? Should Arda Güler start? If Brahim starts, you know, should be a 10, a right wing? And as you can see, Brahim, he starts as a right winger in this game. Modric also gets to start over Arda Güler, which I'll be honest, as an Arda Güler fan, I was not thrilled about that. I kind of want to see both of them out there at the same time. I understand they're a little young, but Modric does get the start. Ferland Mendy is back from suspension, as well as Lucas Vazquez gets the start at right back over Danny Carvajal. And so, coming into this lineup though, the biggest thing I notice, where's Rodrigo? No Rodrigo in this lineup. So I'm thinking, okay, are we going to be rocking a 4-4-2 in this one? You know, I'm kind of excited about the 4-4-2. I think there's a lot of opportunities that we have, you know, open up the pitch. Vinny and Mbappe, all the pace in the world, can kind of go out there and show off and, you know, really create some opportunities for them to gel together, you know, create opportunities, run into the box, and maybe have some free shots that we can actually take advantage, actually put some goals away. Now, ultimately, this was really a 4-3-3. Honestly, as you can see on the screen, this was actually the average position of the players in this one. And so you can see that Brahim, he played a little deeper, and also Mbappe, he does play a lot more of a center forward in this one. I think the thing is, though, that they are continuing to work on the link-up play with Vinny and Mbappe. And unfortunately, in this one, there was little to none link-up play at all between those two. We'll get into it. Starting off the game, though, I thought that Mbappe had a really good opportunity to score right away. Vinny has a great through ball pass to him. And unfortunately, again, we've talked about this in the past couple of videos, but I've mentioned it before. Keep looking for it. Mbappe's first touch has been poor. It continues to be poor. And until he fixes it, I'm really concerned with his first touch. I don't understand what's wrong. This is not the player that we've been watching year after year just get goal after goal. And so I'm not sure, just because did he not have a preseason yet? But man, it's game 4. What are we doing? It's game 4. Let's have a better first touch. Mbappe, poor first touch. We don't take advantage, and ultimately we lose the ball. And just a couple minutes later, Las Palmas come out and they strike first. Militao with just poor defense, lazy defense. And if I butcher his name, that's fine. I'm not a Las Palmas fan, so it's okay. Molrier, whatever. He absolutely cooks Militao and then beats Courtois to put Las Palmas up in the 5th minute, 1-0. And I don't even know what to think. I don't even know what to think at this point, because what is this team? Why are we walking out there and just walking all around? Why do we have lazy defense? This is game 4 for the squad, the 3rd game in La Liga. I just do not understand what they are doing out there at all. And I thought Courtois should have done a little better, but I think the biggest issue on that goal is Militao, which is poor effort. I raved about him in the last one, and then today I just don't understand at all what he was doing. So very poor effort. And Las Palmas come out and they almost find their second right away. Tchouaméni is just caught at no man's land. I thought Tchouaméni was poor. I thought Mendy was poor. And ultimately, though, Militao does redeem himself a little bit. He does give up the goal first, and then he redeems himself and does a really good tackle in the box to stop Las Palmas. Free kick from Fede, I thought might be another goal. It's a rocket free kick. Ultimately gets saved, so nothing from there. Militao, I'm still liking the long passes from Militao. That's something that we can continue to do. I think it kind of creates more opportunities. You can get Vinny out wide, Mbappe out wide. Militao passes it to Mbappe. But every time Mbappe was getting the ball, now that we're down 1-0, he's just double teamed every single time. And so he has to beat 2 defenders every single time to get in the box. And then once he does that, there's 2 more defenders waiting for him. So the opportunities for Real Madrid were pretty poor in the first half. I thought it was actually a good long shot, though, from Rudiger about the 30th minute in this game. And the issue that we see, though, with that is it's kind of like a desperation shot a little bit that I don't love. It was an accurate ball, but it's just kind of a frustration, desperation shot where maybe we can get a goal from that one. Did not love that. We do, though, right before half, move from the 4-3-3 to more of a 4-4-2 flat, okay? And so basically what we had Vinny and Mbappe up top, but then you had Brahim Diaz playing like a left center mid with Modric and Tchouaméni, like a double pivot, and then Valverde on the right. And I actually thought this was a decent lineup. However, it was just not Brahim's day. He continued to lose the ball. I think he lost about 13 times. His passes were terrible. Modric today, let me talk about Modric real quick. He looks over the edge. He's over the hill. He looked 39 today. He looked like a 39-year-old, almost a 40-year-old out there playing. And that is not a good thing. I don't want to see Modric start anymore. I really don't. He can come on and create opportunities for Real Madrid and for the squad and be a really good role player. However, I don't want to see him anymore. Arda Güler needs to be playing instead of him. If they're playing a deeper center mid, I understand. I think, too, the thing right now with Modric, Camavinga would be starting right now over where Modric is, 100%. Losing Jude and losing Camavinga is such a big loss for Real Madrid that I think we have to remember, too. Now, we haven't even seen Camavinga this season, so that's the one thing. But Jude, we did see him, in the first one and the second one, and then we lost him right before the Real Valladolid game. And so losing both of them is a big miss in the midfield. The midfield has been a little terrible. I think Fede Valverde has been good, but overall the midfield leaves a lot to be desired. Overall, the first half, pretty terrible. Brahim was bad. Modric was bad. And then also Ferland Mendy was bad too. He gets a yellow in this one too, and I do not understand what he was doing at all. Not a fan of his performance in the first half. Moving to the second half, Brahim comes off and Rodrigo comes on, as well as Mendy comes off and Fran comes on. And like I said, Mendy, not a great day for him, and Brahim, terrible day from him too. If I had to give a worse performer on the day, it's probably tied between both of them. So I'm happy that Carlo has been watching the videos and has been listening to the community and actually is making subs. So Carlo, I applaud you for that. We will get into the downfalls of today's performance, though, for you later today. So to start the second half, Rodrigo comes on in 4-3-3 to start the second half. Las Palmas as a team, they haven't won a La Liga match in 16 La Liga games. And so for them to be one up on Real Madrid is just an achievement in themselves. And honestly, I thought Las Palmas looked like the better team today, actually capitalizing on goals. And so if you are a Las Palmas fan, congrats to you. I thought you played pretty great today. Mbappe started to heat up, and this is exactly the Mbappe that I'm like, okay, we're seeing some flashes. He hits an absolute rocket of a shot. This was a missile. I want to see more of that in the future. This was an opportunity, though, where this ball, if you haven't seen it, watch the highlight. I don't know if they're going to show in the highlights or not, but right around the beginning of the second half, this was a missile from Mbappe that was on target. And he starts to heat up a little bit. He wants the ball more. The issue, though, Vinny and Mbappe are not on the same page, and it's really frustrating to watch. There's been a lot of selfishness going on. I'm going to point specifically at Vinny. Vinny, I do not understand what you're trying to do. When you're trying to pass the ball to Mbappe, you're trying to hit these flare passes. You have this Brazilian flair. I understand it. I fully do. The quality passes have been terrible to Mbappe. And then when the times you should pass it, you don't. And the times you don't pass it, you should. I don't know. If I said that wrong, I got my words mixed up. Oh, well. Vinny's quality of passes have been terrible. His decision-making has been terrible as well. And specifically in this game, this was a awful, awful performance for Vinny. Ultimately, he does get the goal, but we'll talk about that. But the decision-making from Vinny, I need it to be better. I need it to be better, and I need him and Mbappe to get on the same page. And unfortunately, we have one more game against Real Betis, and then we go on international break. And so they're going to have to hopefully figure out in the Real Betis game. But otherwise, coming off the break, they're going to have to figure out. And we have to figure out quick, too, because we have Champions League coming soon. And looking at that slate, this is not an easy slate for Real Madrid. So we need Vinny to do a lot better. I did think, though, that Rodrigo came on and actually contributed right away. I actually thought he looked pretty good, had some good passes, had some good runs as well. It looks like Carlo has also been watching my videos and instructed Rodrigo to stay wide right. And he actually was listening, I thought, overall in this game. I thought he did pretty good. Tchouaméni has a chance for a header. I predicted it in the preview. Ultimately, he misses the header. He just misses it. It was just an off day for Tchouaméni, and he's kind of had a couple off performances too. And so I need Tchouaméni to be a lot better. Arda finally comes on for Modric, and again, shout out to Carlo for actually making these moves quicker. And Arda comes on. I actually thought Arda looks pretty good. Mbappe and him have been linking up the best of any two players so far. Mbappe and Arda Güler making those runs. I thought they've been doing pretty good. Güler flicks it into the box, and Real Madrid, fortunately, get rewarded a penalty. Vinny he misses it where he should have smashed this ball in. Güler, he hit it, and then it hits one of the Las Palmas defenders. Vinny ultimately steps up and smashes it into the top right corner. And I was curious, though, should Vinny be taking the penalty? Is Kylian going to be taking any of these penalties this season, or is this all Vinny? I'm not sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you want Vinny to be taking the penalties? Do you want Mbappe to take some penalties too? I'm not sure. It's probably an ego thing, and this should be something that Carlo ultimately decides, but it's going to be interesting to see. But yes, Vinny smashes it into top right corner for us to draw 1-1 right now. Counterattack from the corners, though, for Real Madrid is crazy to watch. It looks awesome. The pace on these counters are just fantastic. I'd like to see more of those too. The second, if Las Palmas gets a corner, let's go. Let's run. We have all the people in the world to make fantastic runs. I want to see more of that in the future. And let's capitalize too. There's been like 3 or 4 times so far where the defense has actually been able to get back and actually stop Real Madrid. And so I need them to be a lot better. Arda has a great opportunity for a set piece, which just curls and curls and curls into the box. And man, somebody needs to get on that. Tchouaméni, Rudiger, Militao, where are you? Let's get a header, let's get on the ball, and let's smash it into the back of the net. From Arda's perspective, though, it's just a great set piece from him. And every time he's out there, this is just what he does. He's just a fantastic player. I just rate him so highly. Vinny was the one who ultimately missed it. It was a little too far for Vinny. I still think we could have had a little better effort in this one too. And then later, Mbappe, couple of runs from him. He really wants to come back for the ball. There was too many times, like I said, Vinny was just not passing it to him, and just the link-up play with those two was just not good at all. And he's coming back deeper and deeper just to get the ball to create some opportunities. I thought Mbappe actually makes a run from a pass from Arda, and Mbappe, his shirt actually gets really tugged. He probably could have flopped and drew a penalty ultimately, but Mbappe doesn't. I think he would have had an opportunity to pass back to Arda, who could have scored as well. But ultimately, it just doesn't happen for Real Madrid in this one. So Vinny comes off and Endrick comes on. And I was very excited to see Endrick get another chance and come in. And right away, he almost gets the game-winning goal too. His first touch, oh man, I thought it was going in. Honestly, I really did. I love the runs that Endrick makes and just the excitement that he brings and just kind of the attitude, let me go create opportunities. It's just really fun to watch, and I'm hopeful that Endrick can make a lot more opportunities, and Carlo can kind of see, what Endrick brings to the table. I wouldn't mind if he would have come on at like the 70th minute. Maybe if we can see Mbappe and Endrick and Rodrigo some more, I would love that. I think Endrick has a real opportunity to make a lot more chances this season, and I'm really hopeful that he can do that for Real Madrid. Las Palmas, it looks like they find their equalizer. Luckily for Real Madrid, Las Palmas was offsides, and so at the end of the day, the game is drawn 1-1. Now, some big takeaways I had for this game. I think the number one thing we need to take away from it is I think we have an ego problem with Vinny and Mbappe. Now, some of the body language that we saw from Mbappe was not great, and then some of the attitude problems that, Vinny, he's been known to kind of be a little flamboyant, a little too extra. Extra is the word. Somebody in the live stream is calling him Vinny Kardashian, unfortunately, since Kim K was hanging out with them. So I don't love that, but that's kind of what Vinny's been doing a little. So don't love that. However, I think the biggest thing, though, between those two, I don't mind egos. If you can control egos, that's fine. I want people to come in and be confident. I think the biggest issue, though, is the passing between them. As you can see on the screen, this is from one of those bots. I'll put it in the description that tells you about all the stats from the game. However, this is the passing network. There is no connection between Vinny and Mbappe at all for passing. They don't pass to each other. They really don't. The passes that they do are so poor. And this is not only Vinny to Mbappe, this is also Mbappe to Vinny. However, Vinny to Mbappe is the real passing that we need to be seeing, because Vinny can make the runs on the left and Mbappe can go inside and finish. And there's too many times that Vinny is shooting when he needs to pass it and passing when he needs to shoot. And I just don't understand what's happening between them. We need that to fix now. That should have been fixed yesterday. That should have been fixed in training. I'm not sure what's happening with that. Also, just the setup between, we need Tchouaméni to be crossing the balls a lot more. It looked like the second he actually started crossing it diagonal, it was way better. We were way more creative. And also Rodrigo actually staying on the right made the defense have to switch. That was the best time that we actually had some opportunities in this game. And that's when we created the penalty. So ultimately, it comes down to the training ground. We need to be linking up better there and then linking up better on the pitch when it actually matters in the games. And so going into the next one, I need to see a lot more aggression from these players. I finally saw it, I think, from Mbappe, where he looked a little pissed off and said, give me the ball, let me go do something. I need to see that more. I need to see that from Vinny too. A little more confidence from Vinny when it comes to finishing. Going into the next game, I'm a little nervous. I'll be honest, guys. This is not the Real Madrid that we've all been hyped up to see. On paper, in FIFA, this is an awesome team. But we lack balance in the midfield. We lack creativity in finishing, too, in the final third and inside the box and actually scoring these goals. This has been terrible, I'll be honest, the start of the season. This has not been good. This is not fun for me to come here and talk to you and say that we drew. We do not deserve to draw these games. This is something that we need to fix, and it needs to happen soon. Otherwise, Carlo, I'll be honest, man, Xabi Alonso, I'll get him on the phone right away. Flo is not going to keep putting up with this. This needs to happen if we want to achieve everything that Real Madrid can achieve. We can achieve everything. We can win every single trophy. La Liga, Champions League. However, it needs to be fixed now. It needs to be fixed now. So even though this was an unfortunate game for Real Madrid, getting the draw, we still have to hand out a player of the match. And for the first time ever on my YouTube channel, it's a back-to-back player of the match for Fede Valverde. Fede Valverde was the bright spot for Real Madrid today. I don't think anybody else deserved it. Anybody else didn't even come close. Fede Valverde is consistently one of the best players on the pitch, one of the most underrated players for Real Madrid. And again, he gets my man of the match. Now, I want to see somebody else get it in the next one, and I want to see us come back and get a victory over Real Betis. And guys, I'll be back again with my match preview for the Real Betis game very soon. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It only helps the channel grow, and I really appreciate it. If you can, like the video as well. It really helps me. I really appreciate it. And guys, again, thank you so much for watching this video. This has been Dally with Dallyfc. Cheers. Hala Madrid.